My name is Nina Harrison. I am 17 years old. I have been homeschooled my entire life. So the title of my speech is called Accepting Change. And I'm basically just going to talk about this huge impact on my life that happened about 6 months ago. And so from the day I was born until I was 16, I lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That was my home. Everything I knew was there, and I loved it. In May of 2019, I was told that we were going to be moving. That was my worst nightmare turned into a reality. Going into my junior year of high school, I already had a whole plan set out for my life, what I wanted for school, what I wanted for my music, which is my passion. And it was all basically put in a trash can because my entire life was about to be changed. Once I found out we were moving, I became probably one of the worst people in the world to talk to. I was always negative. I never wanted to listen to anyone. If they had anything positive to say, I immediately shut it down and I turned and I walked away from them because that's not what I thought, and I only saw what I wanted. And what I wanted was to stay in Chattanooga. I hadn't even given a chance to look at my new home or really paid attention to where I was going to be living. I just said no and immediately threw out the idea, and that was a big mistake. May eventually turned into early August, and my parents had shown me the house that they decided on. I hadn't seen the inside, just the outside, and I was still angry. Early August turned into August 13th when a 18-wheeler showed up to my house, and my entire life was immediately being packed away and put on that truck. On August 16th, that truck was already in West Virginia, and it was time for me and my family to hit the road and say goodbye to the only place I've ever known. I remember very intensely all the emotions I felt and how angry and sad I was. And my heart was aching to go back to the only place I ever knew. I was always angry and I wanted nothing to do with my family. Now it's been 6 months and I have seen my whole perspective change. I took 6 months, but I was able to give this place a chance, and I met some amazing people at a great church, and I met an amazing theater group who I love, and I was able to really find what makes me happy again. And what's even crazier is that I now can feel more happy than I did even back in Chattanooga, and it's because I needed that change. And this is where accepting change comes in. Change can be so good for you, and as humans, we tend to ignore it and see that we don't need it. But overall, it's something that we really need, and we just have to accept it. And so I can live a much happier life because I accepted that change and saw what was different.